What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, baby. My name is Mark. I'm the Toy Chic, and today, well, it's been a crazy couple of weeks with some pet emergencies. It's been very draining financially and mentally. So today we're gonna do a rant, Uncle Tim rants and review style. Even though that ninja don't even be doing no reviews, he's just straight rants. But we doing that today because there's a topic that I want to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about it for a little bit. I want to make a thing about this, and it is: do they make good movies anymore? I think you guys know the answer to that. But we're going to talk about something even more important when it comes to great movies on today's quick little episode, hopefully, for you guys. So, we're going to get into that. But first, you know I'll be showing off my thrift store finds on the channel. And yesterday, I found this little thrift store find at the place I always go to. Still in the back for you guys to see. This gigantic sack of Mighty Max toys. Absolutely crazy. First off, before I dump this out, I don't know if you can see there, it was 40 bucks, but it was on 50% off. I paid $21 for this entire bag of fantasticness. This is amazing. It's definitely a find. This is like, sorry about that. Super loud. This is worth hundreds of dollars, that's for sure. We got Dragon Island, we got Terra Talons. These two are like big play sets. The Dino Lab, the Arachnoid, I love this. They have some of their parts too. Not all the figures, but like there's like the spider piece you put them together. There's a bunch of little dudes, and then a ton of mini play sets as well, and then the mini play sets, those ones. Also a really rare, hard to find one. I never had this one. Squish's Fly. Love this one. This one has like all the parts too that goes to it. Not all the people, but it completes how you can see how it looks. So super, oh, here it is. Little wings I was looking for. So it completes that. So that's really awesome. Magus. Oh man. My brother actually sold all his Mighty Max stuff and he's like a big fan. You guys know I love Mighty Max. So man, I'm very excited to find this one. And I just sold a G.I. Joe thing to get money, and then I found that at the thrift store. So that was really, really cool. Very, very exciting to find that. It was crazy because I think it's been there for almost a week. It was turned backwards, so you can only see like the back side of the bag. And when I was walking past, I was like, is that a Terra Talon? And sure enough, when she showed me the bag, I was like, done, 40 bucks, I'll buy that. And it rang up as 21. I was like, oh, snaps. Very excited. Have a bunch of these. So, we're going to talk about that today, but I wanted to show off that thrift store find because that's a good one, man. That was a really, really good one. And today, we're talking about movies that are just timeless. And I want to first say that I saw Gran Turismo last weekend, and this is actually when I wanted to make a video about it because, man, that movie is really, really good. I would say, for me, in my opinion, the best movie of the summer. I'm a big car guy. I would say it's one of the best car movies of all time. I think any car guy would probably like it. The scenes are very realistic, really good graphics, really good driving. Sounds, the audio sounds, perfection. It is great. And I mean, it's a sports movie, a heartwarming sports movie. All the actors are really, really great. Definitely some emotional scenes in it. I think, I know like car racing is usually like a guy's movie, but I think females will like it too. It's really, really good. So, but I was thinking like, right when I saw it and it started, within the first minute, I was like, yep, this is going to be a good ride. And it freaking was, man. So, very, very excited. So, it got me thinking about what really makes like a great movie. And to me, as the Ninja Turtle movie was coming out, the new Mutant Mayhem, I started watching all the Turtle movies to get ready for it. The later ones are terrible. They're just not good. And I'm open to a lot of stuff. Like, I like campy stuff. I like all the crappy stuff, but man, they're just not good. Like Ninja Turtles 3 and even Ninja Turtles 2, which growing up, Secret of Ooze was probably like my favorite. And when I watched the first one, man, within the first 45 seconds of that movie starting, from the scenes, the ambience, the paneling, the musical score for it, absolutely, I was like, yo, this is gonna be a great movie. And it is. It's still considered by pretty much everyone to be the best turtle movie that's ever been made. It literally are icon characters that we all remember now. And none of the movies have been able to get to that same level, that darkness, that realism with the Jim Henson costumes, and it was really good. It's a really good movie, actually, and now that's definitely my favorite, and I definitely understand that. So, right away. So when I first watched it, I was like, man, that's crazy. Within the first minute, I already was like, this movie's gonna be good, and it is. So then a couple weeks ago, I watched Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Again, I watched that a bunch of times, but I watched this time. I have a huge movie collection, if you guys don't know, like maybe 600, maybe more now, who knows. I tried counting a couple weeks ago, I got lost a couple times, so I was like, screw it, I'm done with this. So I was watching Mask of the Phantasm a couple weeks ago. It was like a Sunday or something like that. And when this movie starts, again, within the first 45 seconds, this one maybe even shorter, but within the first 45 seconds to a minute, sound score, the lighting, the ambience, dude, this movie, I was like, oh hell no, this movie's gonna be good. And till today, still considered one of the best animated movies of all time. And what's also amazing about this movie is there's so many tidbits about Batman's past that are filled in that, to my knowledge, have never been filled in the lore and canon that we all know. So to me, since I grew up, Batman animated series is one of my favorite things. Like, anything in that is like canon to me. So especially with this, it shows a huge aspect of Bruce Wayne's past love life. He was engaged to get married to this woman in there, and it plays a really huge part about their relationship and how he feels about the crime fighting, because it shows him starting out with crime fighting, and then also how he deals with having to make the choice between pushing away others and just being a crime fighter, or actually having that normal kind of life. And they've never touched on that, and it makes a big difference in how he reacts to Selena Kyle and Catwoman and whatnot, and his further relationships down the line. They never talk about this. He was engaged. It was a big deal. He was going to give up crime fighting for this. I can't remember the other things that happened in this movie, but it's gritty. It's fantastic. All of it. It's just, man, I love the Phantasm. Mondo's coming out with the Phantasm that you could buy, that big format style. Definitely be getting that, because it looks amazing when I showed it off SDCC. But this movie, again, I was like, yo, this movie is amazing. What other movies can I find that are like that? So we got Ninja Turtles, the first one on there for the first thing, and we got Batman there for that. And also, so I was looking at my movies after that, and I'm like, yo, what other movies are there that could be like that? And like I said, I have a lot of movies, and I'm scanning all of them, and there's really not that many movies that I could think of that appeal to me, that are some of my favorites, and I just always remember, boom, when they start, they're good all the way through. And I really couldn't find any, so I would love to know some of your guys' favorites, maybe movies that you thought maybe exhibit the same kind of emotion when you first watched it. You're just sucked in from the beginning. And another movie that I did come across upon scanning, which is also really funny since we just talked about Batman Mask of the Phantasm, is Batman the Dark Knight. This is one of my favorite Batman movies of all time. Obviously, the Heath Ledger Joker, my favorite Joker of all time. There's so many good Jokers now, as well as in the past, but definitely, as well as a lot of people. I love this. I love the gritty, the realism style movies, but I like when they put the comic book stuff in there too. But this movie is obviously iconic, obviously amazing, and kind of set the bar before newer iterations of the character have come out. But when this movie starts and you have the Joker, he's in the bank. What do they call those guys? It doesn't matter. Why am I even trying to figure this out right now? But anyway, in the beginning scene, when Heath Ledger is in the mask and they go and rob the bank and whatnot, and just the setup, just the paneling, the angles, the lighting, just everything is so good in that scene, and it builds that character. It sets up that character, and it's gonna be a good movie. It's gonna be a good setup, and either if it's good or not, that character is gonna play the shit out of that character, and or that I should say that actor is gonna play the crap out of that actor. Wait, that's still wrong. That actor is going to play the shit out of that character. There we go right now. And again, one of the best Batman movies of all time. Anyway, last one we're going to talk about here. Because this one was like a huge impact on my life for so long. And still, I mean, I still love it. But I have like, it's pretty much come to a complete now. So, obviously there's a lot of shows. And shows like kill it too. But the one show that did it for everyone, including myself, and you were hooked on it for at least 4 seasons. The Walking Dead, baby. The first episode of The Walking Dead. Now, take you back in the day, I had this roommate, and he actually, really smart kid, really artistic kid, but he was really into Walking Dead. It was like at a time where I really wasn't into collecting comics, so I had to kind of fallen out. I guess I kind of knew issues and stuff that were coming out, but not like all of them. So like I had heard about The Walking Dead as a comic book, but I had no interest in it. It was black and white. I didn't like the artwork. Back then I always like went for comics because of the artwork and stuff, more so like the story. But he had it, and I was like, oh yeah, I heard about it or whatever. He's like, it's really, really good. And he had just bought it, actually. I remember. And he had just gotten it. So he read it a ton. I read it. Just, it's crazy to think back now. He's like, has his first issue. He's just on his bed, like reading it like a ton of times, just messing it up and whatnot. But anyway, I read it and I was hooked. It was like, man, I was like, man, this is a really, really fantastic story. And then found out the show was coming out. No one knew the show was coming out, basically. I knew it was coming out because I was following like comic books. So like the day that this premiered, I remember being so stoked to watch it. I had these other roommates at the time that the show had come out, and they had this really nice like TV system with all like the speakers all around the room, and I was like all set up for it, and they're like, what are you doing? What I'm talking about this is because in the beginning scene, after like Rick is he Rick up? It's been so long since I've seen it, so we're just gonna jump to the scene that I have in my head. He's walking amongst like the cars, and then there's like the zombie girl, and she has the teddy bear, I want to believe. It's been so long since I've seen the first season again. But when he shoots her, I was like, what just happened on television? I've never seen. I was like, yo, this show is it. This is done. I was hooked. I'm serious. From the second he fired that shot, I was done, because I already knew the comic and I kind of knew like the scenes and stuff, and when they did that, and I was like, that's it, that's done. This show's gonna be good. I'm in all the way. It don't even matter. And then it blew up, and everyone started to see it. But funny, I told you about that roommate when they asked me what I was like doing. So Walking Dead in the beginning on AMC, they played it a couple times. Like it would play a couple times after it first premiered throughout the night, so everyone could catch it. And I remember watching it the second time. Like as soon as it ended, it started or whatever, I watched it again, and they're like, did you just watch this? I was like, yeah, hang on, it's like starting, you need to see this. And so they got to see like the first scene, and the same. Soon as they saw that girl gets like shot, they just sat down in the chair and were like, yeah, I don't know what this is, but this looks good. And they were sucked. And every episode that came out every Sunday or whatever, we would all get together, we had beers, they would like cook dinner and stuff, we watched it. It was a really big thing, just as it became to so many of you guys out there. It was a very big phenomenon. But that was like one just right off the bat. I guess it was more than a minute, it was probably a couple minutes on that. But as soon as that show started in the beginning, you guys were hooked, and you know it. That's why that show became so big. But they don't do stuff like that no more. So those are some of my favorites that I did. They really resonate with me. They're some of my favorite things of all time. Like I said, a huge Walking Dead fan, even though they've kind of just went everywhere with it. All the classic stuff is some of my favorite and some of my favorite characters, so love that. Who doesn't love Batman? And all these movies I still watch. Well, obviously I don't watch the old Walking Deads because there's freaking 11 seasons, so I need to get caught up on that, plus all the spin-off shows, so I don't get back to the first one. But these ones, since they're standalone movies, I do watch them. And it is really, really nice to enjoy them because they are great movies, which they don't make anymore. They're just so diluted down with good storytelling, filled with ridiculous diversity that makes no sense, and female characters that are unrealistic to all that are out there. They really need to try harder, but that's not going to be the case in today's AI world we're going to. We're definitely in some trouble for some good storytelling, so if you guys like some good storytelling, good movies, those ones that really tickled your heart back in the day, definitely make sure you grab your DVDs, your Blu-rays, and all those kind of things. I get all these movies at the thrift stores, flea markets, stuff like that. They're usually $1 or $2, couple bucks, but you get to have this physical media in hand, especially as we move more into AI, more digital, more and more electric VR worlds that we're all going to live our little lives in the future. All that data is going to be gone, so it's nice to be able to have movies that you can just go pick up and watch anytime you want, to have that feeling that you used to have. And I'm sure there's a lot more movies, so like I said, I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. What's your favorite movies? What ones that you can think of in the first like little bit just hooked you and you were down, and they are still to today some of your best movies. So I'd like to hear that and more. Like I said, just something short, wanted to rant about that, wanted to talk about that. Also, go see Gran Turismo. If you're into cars, definitely make sure you watch it. That movie is tits. And like I said, it's been a crazy week, so the next few videos probably be a little bit more simplistic till life gets a little bit easier in these next few weeks. So make sure you guys come back for more. Much appreciate all the new subscribers and all you guys sticking around. Much love for sure for you guys and everything that you guys show me out here. My name is Mark. I'm the Toy Sheik. Until next time, baby. Mad love, geek out. See you guys on the next episode.